Good day. I am the Minister for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. You may be wondering why a white male is head of a DEI unit. Well, I was a diversity hire. DEI has come a long way now that we've entered the age of equality. And since we are all equal, my job is to emphasize our differences every chance I get. We'd like to review some common DEI concepts and a few new ones as well. For one, people with disabilities will now be called differently abled to reflect their unique skills. A blind person may have better hearing, a deaf person may have better eyesight, and a blind and deaf person may be better with her hands. Which is why we're opening the Helen Keller Institute for Plastic Surgery. We hear the celebrities don't look any different. Likewise, people with mental illness will now be called neurodivergent because there is no right or wrong way of thinking. The man on 6th Avenue who flings feces at passersby should not be locked up or medicated, but embraced as a great power pitcher who could have joined the Yankees if he only had the right opportunities. And even in the highest office of the land, we find neurodivergent presidents who thrive despite disorders like sex addiction and dementia. Crimes will also have to be renamed. Grand theft autos will be called criminal rent-a-car. Muggings will now be called wallet sharing. And arsons will be fire friendships. Pedophiles will be called minor attracted persons, and terrorists will be renamed to terror-inclined victims of misplaced ideology. Murder will now be labeled a mega-aggression, and a nano-aggression is when your coworker is thinking about a microaggression, but you can't prove it. Like California, we've also made changes to the Amber Alert system to reflect the diversity of our population, starting with an Ebony Alert for missing Black persons and a Feather Alert for missing Indigenous peoples. But this is not enough. The more diversity, the better. New alert systems will be in place for every race and creed. There'll be an Ivory Alert for whites, a Porcelain Alert for Asians, and a Beret Alert for missing Frenchmen carrying onions. An Ebony and Ivory Alert is for someone missing who's half black, half white. A Porcelain Boomerang is for a missing Asian from Australia. And a Ivory Towers Alert is for a missing white professor who promotes social justice from the safety of her 60th floor balcony. Someone who refuses to accept he's missing will trigger a Stockholm Alert, while a Putin Alert is for someone who will soon be missing but doesn't know it yet. We should also correct many of the words found in our male-dominated society. Humans will be called Hugh-persons, mannequins will be personkins, and menopause will be called person-pause. Signs will welcome you to They Hatton and the Isle of They, and will sing songs like The Muffin They in the Mirror, and the Shania Twain hit, They, I Feel Like a Human. Catchy, isn't it? Words like manipulate, mania, mental, and meningitis, they all stay the same. The military will also start using gender-neutral pronouns. Just don't surrender if the general says, they have us all surrounded. Could be one person. Special hirings will be conducted for pregnant pilots, alcoholic machine gunners, and one-legged sea captains. Missiles will be redesigned to look less like the male appendage and more non-binary. And military hierarchies will be abolished, with every soldier given an electronic clicker to decide the outcome in true democratic fashion. In combat, they'll have 60 seconds to vote on whether the ship turns starboard or port side, as well as who gets the lifeboats. Sorry, Admiral. And never underestimate the joy a soldier gets by taking part in an important mission, like the bombing of innocent civilians. When young Private Tommy Jones gets the chance to push that big red button on the console, he'll become a part of history. Specifically, the end of it. Transgender babies will also be allowed. Goo Goo Gaga, it's a boy. Gaga Goo Goo, a girl. And Ga Goo Goo Ga, start the puberty blockers. Egg cells that don't like the winning sperm can kick the little bugger out and ask for a restart. We'll also refer to male and female now as assigned male at birth and assigned female at birth, since we believe biological sex is a social construct. It turns out that almost every baby assigned female at birth grows up to have breast and a uterus. And almost every baby assigned male at birth just happens to grow up with an Adam's apple and a prostate. It's amazing how just assigning a sex at birth could do that. Oh, well, one of the mysteries of life. Feminist thought will firmly ground our actions. To remind you, first-wave feminism is the belief that women should have equal rights as men. Second-wave feminism argues that women are equal to men but have unique rights as well. And third-wave feminism is the theory that all men should be rounded up into spaceships and catapulted into the corona of the sun. All jobs will have equal numbers of men and women, because we know that any deviation from this balance must be due to abject sexism. Many women are dreaming to be hired as lumberjacks and football players, but have failed due to discrimination. Sure, they may have lacked the height, weight, build, and strength, but when you grade on a curve, that 110-pound woman can lift a ton and run the 40-yard dash in a heartbeat.
She's got the ball and what a tackle.
Affirmative action will be necessary in some very undiverse areas, like crime families, where Yakuza members will get first priority in joining the mafia. In the Catholic Church, popes will have to be 50% female, and in the royal family, King Charles will have to share his throne with Queen Latifah. Half of all actors on commercials will be black, despite making up only 13% of the US population. Lastly, we'll define white fragility as any resistance by white people against reverse racism, while liberal fragility is any resistance by liberals against pesky things like facts and biology. Critics claim that promoting DEI means demoting merit and hard work. Nonsense. Sometimes finding the fittest astronaut or the most qualified tunnel engineer isn't as important as making sure to form a diverse, inclusive group of people from all walks of life, especially when you're then buried under 10 feet of rubble. Sure, a rocket ship could explode with only the slightest mistake in calculation, turning those $4 billion into dust. But wasn't it all worth it if it meant letting neurotic Nancy pilot the joystick and ESL intern Edmund write the instruction manual? Let's recap. Diversity stands for diversity of races, genders, cultures, and ideas, so long as those ideas are the same as ours. Equity is what the general public assumes to mean equality, and we'd like you to continue to think that. And inclusion is that warm, fuzzy feeling you get after learning your surgeon was hired because of a quota and not because of merit. Oh, wait, no. That's called sepsis. Good night.